So this question comes from Aleski N. I was just watching your answer video for how do you get enough experience to apply for programming jobs. You talked about how people should apply for every job they find interesting, even if you do not have experience or qualifications. So my question is, do you have any tips for how to write a job application without sounding like you lack experience and or qualifications mentioned in the job advertisement? So this is a big question that comes up with people. You know, people are going out there, they're writing up their resumes, they're trying to polish that turd to just a gleaming shine. But the question is how do you polish a turd so that it actually looks pretty and not so it looks like a bigger mess? So the first thing that I would say is whenever you're going to be putting out these resumes or applications, actually, in fact, be honest. Be honest. The biggest problem you have as being a boss going out there and hiring people is people lie, and they don't seem to grasp the simple concept of they are being hired to do a job. They're not getting hired so that they can get paid. They're not getting hired so that taxes can be paid. They're not getting hired for some social services thing. They are being hired in order to fill a position. And the problem that you run into in the real world when you're going out to hire people is people basically lie, they bullshit, they do all this stupid stuff in order to try to get the job, and then they get the job, and then they can't do the job, and it is a mess for everybody. Those people are what I call royal pieces of crap. I hate them with a passion. Now, I want you guys to understand. Now, you may be sitting there going, well, Eli, you just said to apply for every single job out there, and if they give it to you, take it. So what's the difference? You know, whether I lie on the application or whether I don't. If they give me the job and I don't have the experience, how is that different? Why is one person a gigantic, horrible, fetid piece of crap, and the other one is A-OK, a golden boy? And the reason is because the boss knows what they are hiring, right? Again, as I've talked about before, you put out the help wanted ad saying what you want to be able to hire, and then you get a whole bunch of applicants coming in the door that don't match that, and then you have to figure which one of these applicants fits for your position. And so the thing is you have to weigh in your mind, do I want somebody with a good personality? Do I want somebody with good skills? Because there's a difference, right? So when I had my computer repair shop, some of my employees were in the back room, and they literally never saw anybody. They were just like, I had this guy Marcus who was the laptop repair guy, and he had his own room, and he just sat there repairing laptops all day. He would call clients once a day, and every once in a while he might have to go meet a client, but otherwise he was just focused on that. Where I had other technicians, supposedly the same position, but they were down in the actual storefront area, and so all they fixed the computers. A huge amount of their job was actually interacting with people, right? So if you come in the door, if I have all these applicants that come in the door and I'm looking at them, one of the things I have to look at is, okay, well, where is this person going to get slotted? And so it may be one of those things where I go, okay, this person's going to get slotted, in the showroom or whatever, so I need somebody with good people skills, not so much technical skills. The problem is if I'm basing this decision off of what you told me, and what you told me is a complete and utter lie, then I'm going to put you into that position. You are going to be miserable in that position. You are going to bring down the business in that position. You're going to make me miserable as a boss. You are going to damage the business. It's just a complete and utter mess, right? And so that's the thing, is if you're honest about what your qualifications are, the boss can then think, okay, you know what, I'm going to hire this guy, but I know hiring this person or this girl, I'm going to have them mentor this other technician, and we'll figure out a process to make this worthwhile. So what I would say is basically always be honest on your resume. Now, the biggest thing that I see with people on their resumes that's really horrible, this whole polishing the turd thing, is they try to make job positions that are basically worthless and pathetic and don't mean anything sound really impressive. This is one of those things they teach you, whenever you're doing resume writing skills, like what you should do. And I can say, looking at resumes, I hate it with a passion. One of those things where you were a clerk at a 7-Eleven, and then you have a paragraph. I was a clerk at 7-Eleven, and I gained leadership skills doing XYZ, and I gained logistic skills, and you'll see all this stuff. And it's for me as a boss, it's dude, you were a cashier at 7-Eleven. I'm not mocking you being a cashier at 7-Eleven. I mean, it's good to see that you're willing to work at 7-Eleven, but don't give me this whole pile of crap about your leadership skills at 7-Eleven. You worked at 7-Eleven making a minimum wage. Let's just leave it at that, right? So what I would say is whenever you're going to be writing your resume, find as much of the technical stuff that you can honestly put there as possible. All the non-technical jobs or the jobs that really aren't that valuable, put them on there, but don't say much about them. Because one of the things too is you have to realize is when the boss is looking at your resume, one of the things that we're asking ourselves is what does this person think is important? What does this person think is valuable? So if I look at your resume, and you've got like 3 paragraphs, one is 7-Eleven cashier, the next is janitor assistant, and the next is, something else. And then you have like 1 paragraph talking about this training school you went to, this technical training school you went to, and a couple sentences about some network you built. When I look at this as a boss, what it tells me is that you actually think all this garbage up top is valuable. I don't want to hire that. If you honestly think your retail experience is valuable, this 7-Eleven experience is valuable, oh no, no. Because it slants so much there as if, look at and it's like, dude, I've worked in those jobs. I remember way back when working in those jobs. I know exactly what those jobs are about. And if you think that's actually valuable, So what I would do is on your resumes or whatever, I mean, put all your crappy jobs there, especially if you had them for a long time. Having jobs for a long time looks good for employers. If you were at 7-Eleven for 2 years, it actually shows that you stick around for a while. Again, but don't. Just 7-Eleven, 2 years, cashier, whatever. Do that, and then flesh it out with all the technical stuff. And then what I would say, and this is the thing that comes up a lot, people say, well, Eli, I don't have a lot of technical skill. Eli, what am I supposed to do? Eli, you tell me I need to write all this technical skill experience I have. I don't have that, so I guess I'm just screwed. Well, no, what you need to do is you need to go out and you need to get that experience. So if you don't have decent experience, put on your resume. Go to the nonprofit organizations. Go to every group you can find. Look for internships. Look for ways to get experience and go from there. Again, the one thing that I'll tell you guys, and I'll try to hammer in your head, is there is absolutely no shame in not getting paid. There is zero shame for being poor, and there's zero shame for not getting paid. There is a mountain of shame for not working. Right? There is a difference between being poor and not being paid or not being paid enough and not working. Somebody who does not work is pathetic, they are worthless, and they should get whatever the hell happens to them, right? So if you're sitting there and you are not working, you need to be going out there and working. Again, get flyers printed up. Go to these nonprofit organizations. Talk to everybody you should talk to. You should be working 40 hours a week, right? The only time in your life you should not be working 40 hours a week is when you have enough money. You can sit back and you can go, you know what? I think I only want to work 20 hours a week. And the reason you can do that is because all your bills are paid. Because you can say, you know what, if I work 20 hours this week, all my bills are paid, so I'm going to work 20 hours this week. At that point, you can work 20 hours. Before that, you should be working 40 or 50 or whatever hours a week, building up. And so again, if you look at your resume, and there's just really nothing on it, there really is nothing on it, then go out there and get stuff on it. Again, church groups, nonprofit organizations, you get the idea. Go out there, build up your resume, and go from there. But don't lie on your resume. And don't put too much focus on things like, gas station attendant. I saw that so much. I mean, they'd write like a paragraph on like gas station attendant. I'm like, dumbass, I was a gas station attendant. And again, no harm, no foul that you were a gas station attendant. But let's not go writing no damn paragraphs about what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that's what you have to understand. You have to think about what the boss is what the hiring person is looking at when they see that resume. And what they want to know, what they really want to know is, what do you think is valuable in life? What do you think is impressive? If you think the technical stuff is impressive, that is going to stand out. If you have all this other horse crap up there, bah. So that is my opinion